hear that all the time. I hear it from the leaders of the Northwest Arkansas Council. I hear it from the speakers we bring in to talk about regional economic development. I mean, it is just the economic development industry is afire with this realization. Uh, you had mostly academics 20 years ago telling us that in the future, kids were going to choose where they wanted to live and then get a job, which was so antithetical to the conventional way of doing economic development and choosing a job and a place to live and raise a family. But that's exactly what has happened today, and everybody is in recognition of that fact because it is so ubiquitous across the country that that's what people are doing. And the way you get talent, the way you convince people to choose your community even before they choose a job is through placemaking, is through creating that sense of place. And so placemaking really does anchor talent, and all of our economic development in the future, or at least 80 or 90% of it, is going to be derived from that. And so that's my goal. You know, I'm going to sleep fine at night no matter what the council decides on this. I don't think this is a kind of, I called it earlier, it's not, I said it earlier, it's not a cataclysmic vote. Maybe like some of the other votes we've had that have been so controversial. I don't think this rises to the level of that. I think this is just a cogent proposal, and we should give it its due consideration.
John?
Well, I like the idea of development in general. I like the idea of moving forward. I like innovation. I like invention. I like all of those things. And I like this development. I like what I've seen about it. Now, we can debate the time frame. Should we wait a year? Should we move forward in the next few weeks? I like caution. I like wisdom. I like prudence. And we don't want to do something we'll regret later. I agree. None of us want to do that. But, you know, for a real estate developer to say you don't want to develop it this year because 3 years from now it'll be worth more. Well, if you take that tack, you'll never develop it because it might be worth more later. You have to move on some of these things. We have to be like the frog on the lily pad. Eventually, we have to jump if we're going to do something. Instead of just sit around thinking, oh, it's going to go up in value. We'll be better off economically next year or 2 years down the road. So I don't think that's really going to play well here. Whether we need the full comprehensive 1 year long study or we will have enough data to make a good choice in a few weeks, I don't know the answer until I see what that data is. Hopefully we can move more quickly than a year. I'm sure the private property owner is thinking more short term than long term. And let me say this about private property owner. I'm excited to see a public-private partnership here doing something good for the city. This is what we want. We want private investors to come into our city and pump money into it. That's good for all of us. That makes jobs. That builds all kinds of housing, affordable and medium range and expensive housing. That makes for all kinds of jobs, low-paying, mid-paying, and high-paying jobs. And that's what I'm about, is that economic development. You know, I criticized our decision to pay this Florida firm some tens of thousands of dollars to do an economic development study. I still kind of hold that position, and maybe that was premature criticism, but I still think the best way for us to develop our economy is to get out of the way and let entrepreneurs chase their dreams within a framework of regulation, of zoning, and things of that nature. I think that's the best way to develop our economy and make jobs and grow our city within an existing framework. I'm not for laissez-faire in a classic sense. I would want some degree of regulation. Yeah. But anyway, I like this idea. I like the project. I've seen it. Rob Sharp, who we all say we like his work and we trust his competence, has told us we don't lose any parking places with this project. And then all of a sudden we come back and say, well, we're afraid we might lose some parking places. Well, I trust Rob Sharp's evaluation. He gets paid to figure these things out. I don't. So I'd rely on him for that. So I think losing parking places, at least with this initial project, is not an issue. You know, will we experience a domino effect? I guess that's always a risk. But as Alderman Petty has said, this will be a two-part process, and if we can guarantee that the rest of the parking lot is not developed in any hasty manner, then I think that problem is solved.
Yeah, Justin.
Thank you, Mayor. First and foremost, I want to tell Alderman Petty, I don't know that I've ever seen him so passionate or bullish on one particular project, and I do appreciate him, because I do believe he's always thinking of what he thinks is the best for the ward that he represents. I do appreciate that passion. I will say I don't appreciate, though, the insinuation, Matthew, when you mentioned politics of allegiance. That indicates to me that you think our votes up here are somehow geared because we're friends with people or relatives of people or whatever it may be. And I don't think that comment was necessary, and I resent it. And I don't intend to be talked to by you or anybody else at this table like that. But I will say that I do, too, agree with just about everybody, I think, so far that spoke. I like this particular project and the way it looks. I think it's fantastic looking. I think it may be exactly what we need in that spot at some point. I'm not convinced that we are in a hurry. I agree with Mr. Collier. I don't think that he's seen a lot of years on Dixon Street, and waiting a little bit longer I don't think is going to destroy any sort of project. But who I think I do have an allegiance to, and I think I should up here, is the Dixon Street Merchants Association and the Dixon Street Improvement District and the Walton Arts Center themselves, who, as far as I know, have resoundingly said we need to slow down, take a breath, and wait on this. There was something that troubled me with this proposal where I saw that some alternative parking was going to be parallel parking along West Avenue. I don't know if the Walton Arts Center thinks that's a good idea for their patrons or not. I don't know that that's necessarily a yes or no for us, because they're not the only tenant down there, but they are a very important one. And they're going through a huge expansion that will be finished in November, and we'll finally be able to see exactly what they have to offer, which will be game-changing for the entire part of the country that we live in. And so I want to be real careful on what we do with West Avenue in particular, because as they develop that small theater, there's ideas for festivals that spill out into the streets and all these different things. And look, I'm all for closing streets and having festivals. I really, really am. But I think we need to be real careful on where we start massaging the parking and changing the parking. And finally, I just have to say this, as a business person standpoint, $337,000, Mr. Henry, I think, said, I'll buy it. You'll have to stand in line with me. Because if I thought I could spend $337,000 and in 3.5 years have that huge debt paid off, I could have investors by noon tomorrow that would go in on that one with me. So I'm not saying that that's the right price or the wrong price, but it seems extremely cheap, even for somebody that owns property next door. As a matter of fact, it should be worth more to them because of that fact. So I am thankful that this sort of idea keeps being brought forward, and certainly respectful and supportive of the idea of some sort of development there. But I most certainly want to wait for this initial study, and I also am, I mean, right now, if I had to say, I would want to wait until the Walton Arts Center opens before we do anything, just to make sure that we have a good idea of what the Art Center is going to really need at that point in that particular area of town. Because once we start changing it, it's tough to maneuver. Apparently somebody really didn't like what I was saying, which is not the first time. I would have thought a few months ago that would have happened, but actually it didn't. So anyway, I'm appreciative of the project. Would like to see more like it, but not right now, later when we get a sense of what we really need down there. We're not in a huge hurry. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Justin.
It was exciting.
Yeah, it was. Looks like we'll be here tomorrow. Any other comments? Yes. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you, Mayor. Alderman Tanner, I just wanted to sincerely apologize if I had miscommunicated what I meant by that term. That's no accusation on this on any of my colleagues up here at all, and I sincerely mean that. I want to impress that upon you. I'm very confident that all of us make decisions that we feel are the best, and they aren't bound by allegiance. And it may be a poor choice of words, and I use those words because since this has been presented, I haven't been able to get a phone call even with some people, and they've organized without even talking or considering all the facts that have been presented tonight. And so, really, truly, this has just been my intention has just been an honest presentation of the facts, and to call us all to a higher order of consideration. And for all of us, you know, I think it's useful for us to be reminded that we might always learn something new that might change our minds. And that was all I meant by that. And so I sincerely apologize if it was taken in any other way, and that's my fault.
Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else? Well, I take it we'll leave it. Do we need to table this, or?
You have to either.
Yep,
You have to either table it or
Vote on it.
or vote on it.
yeah. And so, Matthew,
Mayor, I'd move we table this until the next meeting, please.
Justin,
Second.
we have a motion and a second to table till the next meeting, which is July the 5th, correct? Yes, July the 5th it is. And maybe Wednesday, we'll meet then. All right. Sandra, would you please call the roll?
Don't forget to turn on your mics.
Gray,
Yes.
Marsh,
Yes.
Kenyon,
Yes.
Petty,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Shopmire,
Yes.
Wiltshire.
Yes.
Okay, it passed.
Okay, moving right along, number 2 on new business. An ordinance to authorize Mayor Jordan to sign a membership agreement allowing the city of Springdale to become a member of the Energy Improvement District Number 1 and to amend 33.381 Board of Directors Membership Terms of Office of Article 26 Energy Improvement District 1 to provide for the city of Springdale's representation on the Board of Directors. Kit.
Whereas on October 15th, 2013, pursuant to authority granted by the ACA 8-15-101, the Property Assessed Clean Energy Act, the City of Fayetteville created Energy Improvement District Number 1. And whereas on December 16th, 2015, pursuant to the requirements of that act, the Springdale City Council passed ordinance number 5001 authorizing the City of Springdale to join the district. And whereas the approval of the Fayetteville City Council is required in order for the City of Springdale to join the district, and the Fayetteville City Code must be updated to provide for Springdale's representation on the Board of Directors. Now therefore be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Fayetteville, Arkansas, Section 1, that the City Council of the City of Fayetteville, Arkansas hereby authorizes Mayor Jordan to sign a membership agreement allowing the City of Springdale to become a member of the Energy Improvement District Number 1. Section 2, that the City Council of the City of Fayetteville, Arkansas hereby repeals Section 33.381 Board of Directors Membership Terms of Office of the Code of Fayetteville and enacts replacement Section 33.381 as follows. Section 33.381 Board of Directors Membership Terms of Office. Subsection A. Until December 31st, 2016, Energy Improvement District Number 1 shall be governed by a Board of Directors consisting of 9 members. All 7 City of Fayetteville appointees shall remain on the Board of Directors. The City of Springdale shall appoint 2 members. 1 City of Springdale member shall be the Mayor of Springdale or the Mayor's designee. Should the Mayor's designee designate a member, said member shall serve at the pleasure of the Mayor. The remaining City Council members shall be a qualified elector of the district chosen by the Springdale City Council. The terms of these members shall expire on December 31, 2016. Subsection B, after December 31, 2016, membership shall be allocated as follows. 1 member shall be the Mayor of Fayetteville or the Mayor's designee. Should the Mayor designate a member, such member shall serve at the pleasure of the Mayor. 1 member shall be the Mayor of Springdale or the Mayor's designee. Should the Mayor designate a member, said Mayor shall serve at the pleasure of the Mayor. 4 of the remaining members shall be qualified electors of the district chosen by the Fayetteville City Council, each to serve a term of 2 years. 3 of the remaining members shall be qualified electors of the district chosen by the Springdale City Council, each to serve a term of 2 years. Subsection C, in making its board appointments, the City Council shall give due consideration to candidates with connections to or relations to the local utility companies, lending or bonding institutions, and the advanced energy industry. City council appointed members shall be subject to term limitations provided in section B above. Subsection D, should additional governmental entities enter into an agreement with the City of Fayetteville for participation in and addition to Energy Improvement District Number 1, the composition and terms of members of the Board of Directors shall be as agreed between the City of Fayetteville, the City of Springdale, and other participating or agreeing governmental entities.
Okay. Peter?
Mayor, Council, good evening. The city's Energy Improvement District Number 1, I am the staff liaison to the Energy Improvement District, and Alderman Marsh is the mayor's designee on that district. Energy Improvement District Number 1 manages PACE. PACE stands for Property Assessed Clean Energy, which is a creative financing mechanism that allows property owners to borrow money for weatherization, energy efficiency, and renewable energy and water conservation improvements to properties within the city of Fayetteville. The security of tying the repayment of loans for those improvements to property taxes allows for borrowers to borrow money at lower rate for a longer term, which makes those projects cash flow more effectively. PACE is a completely voluntary program, and it provides for the private investment for the purposes of energy savings. PACE enabling legislation was passed by the Arkansas legislature in 2013, and that legislation allowed for cities, counties, or multiple cities and counties to work together to create energy improvement districts. On October 15th, 2013, the City Council, you all passed a resolution creating the state's first energy improvement district pursuant to state law. That board was seated at the beginning of 2014. In December of 2014, the city's energy improvement district successfully launched Arkansas Advanced Equity Energy, A2E2. It was the program to administer PACE, Property Assessed Clean Energy, for the city of Fayetteville. In August of 2015, A2E2 and the Energy Improvement District successfully completed the state's first PACE project on a small commercial property in Colt Square here in Fayetteville. For approximately the past 6 months, the administration from the city of Fayetteville and the city's attorney's office have been in conversations with the city of Springdale about the potential for merging the city of Springdale with the existing Energy Improvement District. And on December 15th, the City Council of the City of Springdale passed a ordinance authorizing Springdale to join the City of Fayetteville's Energy Improvement District. The proposed board composition would go from the current 7-member board to a 9-member board for the remainder of this year. Fayetteville would continue to have 7 members on that board, and at the beginning of 2017, Fayetteville would have 5 members and Springdale would have 4 members. The expansion of the Energy Improvement District to include the City of Springdale was discussed and received unanimous support at the February 8th Energy Improvement District board meeting. There is no budget impact to this effort because the Energy Improvement District continues to be legally and financially independent of the City of Fayetteville and the City of Springdale, and so there's no financial or monetary support from the city to the Energy Improvement District. With that, I'd be glad to answer any questions about this.
What questions do we have for Peter on this? Okay. Any public comment on this? Sarah, aren't you? Yes. Sarah.
This is a welcome development for our Energy Improvement District. We're seeing some initial success with several projects working with local businesses in our community on energy improvement issues, and this will help facilitate a regional cooperation on energy issues between our two cities. So I think that's a good step in the right direction, and as well as this will help us attract more contractors to join our program because they'll have a larger service base and give our customers more choices as to who they would like to contract with. So we see this as a win-win for our Energy Improvement District.
Very good. That it is. Okay. Did I take public comment? I did, didn't I? Okay. Any final comments from the council?
Do I hear a motion to suspend the
Whoop,
rules?
sorry. Got carried away there, didn't I? Sarah?
I move we suspend the rules and go to the second reading.
John?
I second that motion.
Okay. We have a motion and a second to go to the second reading. Sandra, would you please call the roll?
Bride,
Yes. Yes.
Kenyon,
Yes.
Eddie,
Yes.
Simmons.
Yes.
Shopmire.
Yes.
Latour.
Yes.
An ordinance to authorize Mayor Jordan to sign a membership agreement allowing the city of Springdale to become a member of the Energy Improvement District Number 1 and to amend section 33.381 Boards of Directors Membership Terms of Office to provide for the city of Springdale's representation on the Board of Directors.
Sarah?
I move we suspend the rules and go to the third and final reading.
John?
I second the motion.
Okay. We have a motion and a second to go to the third and final reading. Sandra, would you please call the roll?
Bride,
Yes.
Marsh,
Yes.
Kenyon,
Yes.
Eddie.
Yes.
Simmons.
Yes.
Shopmire.
Yes.
Latour.
Yes.
An ordinance to authorize Mayor Jordan to sign a membership agreement allowing the city of Springdale to become a member of Energy Improvement District Number 1 and to amend section 33.381 Boards of Directors Membership Terms of Office to provide for the city of Springdale's representation on the Board of Directors.
Any final comments? John?
Sorry, Mayor.
Okay. Any final comments? Okay. Shall the ordinance pass?
Bride,
Yes.
Marsh.
Yes.
Kenyon,
Yes.
Eddie.
Yes.
Simmons.
Yes.
Shopmire.
Yes.
Latour.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Number 3, an ordinance to waive requirements to form a competitive bidding and authorize the purchase of wayfinding signs, poles, and appurtenances from Agricultural Graphics Incorporated in an amount not to exceed $122,930.98 and to approve a budget adjustment. Kit?
Whereas on December 4th, 2012, the City Council passed Resolution Number 231-12 and Resolution Number 232-12 approving the city's participation in a cooperative wayfinding program in Northwest Arkansas. And whereas the original phases of the wayfinding sign program were competitively bid through the Northwest Arkansas Regional Planning Commission and Architectural Graphics, Inc. was awarded the contract for fabrication and installation of signs throughout the region. And whereas, in order to remain consistent with the existing previously installed signs across Northwest Arkansas, including Fayetteville, the purchase of additional wayfinding signs, poles, and appurtenances from Architectural Graphics Incorporated for the next phase of the wayfinding sign program is necessary. Now therefore be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Fayetteville, Arkansas, Section 1, that the City Council of the City of Fayetteville, Arkansas hereby finds that such circumstances constitute an exceptional situation where competitive bidding is deemed not feasible or practical, and therefore waives the requirements of formal competitive bidding and authorizes the purchase of wayfinding signs, poles, and appurtenances from Architectural Graphics Incorporated in an amount not to exceed $122,930.98. Section 2, the City Council of the City of Fayetteville, Arkansas hereby approves a budget adjustment, a copy of which is attached to the agenda packet.
Okay.
Thank you, Mayor, members of council. Alan Pugh with the engineering staff. I think Kit covered it fairly well. The only things I will add are, this is a previously approved CIP project. Council began setting aside money in the 2015-2016 budgets to pay for the wayfinding expansion. We are doing a couple things with that expansion as proposed. There are several locations that are already signed that we're going to continue signage, expand that out to the other reaches of the city. We are covering some new locations, which I'll cover. First and foremost, I guess City Hall is going to get included. The Regional Park, Kessler Mountain, and the Commerce Districts are just some of the new locations that we will sign with this program. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you guys have.
John?
I would like for you to describe for us those extraordinary circumstances that require us to waive the requirement for competitive bidding.
Sure. As the city attorney indicated, we have an existing program wherein signs were installed and produced by Architectural Graphics Incorporated. We have had other municipalities in the region that have gone forward with competitive bidding for other manufacturers to produce that signage for them. Unfortunately, it did not match the existing signage that they had. Ultimately, those communities made the decision to kind of scrap that signage and go back and waive competitive bidding and go back to architectural graphics. So we are trying to kind of avoid that issue with the limited funding that we have. Go ahead and waive competitive bidding so that we'll be ensured that it does match.
So the issue is uniformity.
It is, yes.
We want the
That's-
signs all along the trail, whichever municipality they're going, to be the same.
That is the main reason, yes. And this was, as the city attorney alluded to, a regional program when it first started, still is. These signs have to be approved by the region as well,
Good.
which we will go before that committee tomorrow and present similar information. So
I see one of our primary roles in the city council is guarding the public purse, and when we waive competitive bidding, it makes me feel a little uneasy. I like to know your rationale. Thank you.
sure, absolutely, and we understand that.
Mayor, if I could add on that, I think Alderman Lord asked a question that many people want to know, is we also paid setup fees for the original wayfinding signage and the first that are avoided by our repetitive orders that would be required if we change vendors as well. So there is a cost-saving mechanism on top of consistency.
I like cost saving.
I would add as well, just briefly, this is kind of the first piece of that puzzle. We are competitive bidding the installation of those signs. This is for materials only.
Any other questions? Okay, anybody from public have any comments on this? Okay, seeing none, bring it back to the council. What's the wishes of the council? Adela,
Second reading.
Sarah,
Second?
we have a motion and a second to go to the second reading. Shall the motion pass?
Gray,
Yes.
Marsh,
Yes.
Kenyon,
Yes.
Eddie.
Yes.
Tenet.
Yes.
Shopmire, Latour.
Yes.
An ordinance to waive the requirements of formal competitive bidding and authorize the purchase of wayfinding signs, poles, and appurtenances from Architectural Graphics Incorporated in amount not to exceed $122,930.98 and to approve a budget adjustment.
Sarah,
I move we suspend the rules and go to the third and final reading.
Justin,
Second.
we have a motion and a second to go to the third and final reading. Shall the motion pass?
Gray, Yes. Marsh,
Yes.
Kenyon,
Yes.
Eddie.
Yes.
Tenet,
Yes.
Shopmire. Latour.
Yes.
An ordinance to waive the requirements of formal competitive bidding and authorize the purchase of wayfinding signs, poles, and appurtenances from Architectural Graphics Incorporated in an amount not to exceed $122,930.98 and to approve a budget adjustment.
Any final comments from the council? Okay. Shall the ordinance pass?
Gray, Yes. Marsh,
Yes.
Kenyon,
Yes.
Eddie.
Yes.
Tenet,
Yes.
Shopmire. Latour.
Yes.
Okay, number 4. An ordinance to rezone that property described in the zoning petition RZN 16-5386 for approximately 6.40 acres located north of 1110 North Frontage Road from C1 Neighborhood Commercial to CS Community Services. Kit.
Be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Fayetteville, Arkansas, Section 1, that the City Council of the City of Fayetteville, Arkansas hereby changes the zone classification of the property shown on the map, Exhibit A, and the legal description, Exhibit B, both attached to the Planning Department's agenda memo from C1 Neighborhood Commercial to CS Community Services. Section 2, that the City Council of the City of Fayetteville, Arkansas hereby amends the official zoning map of the City of Fayetteville to reflect the zoning change provided in Section 1.
Okay. Jonathan, do you have that?
Yes, sir. Thank you. The property is located on the east side of North Frontage Road between Shepherd Lane to the south and Zion Road to the north. Excuse me. More specifically, and perhaps a better landmark, is it lies just east of the Barnes & Noble, Toys R Us, and Petco businesses on North College. The subject property contains approximately 6.4 acres and is currently undeveloped. The surrounding area is a mix of commercial uses to the west and multifamily to the east and south. The request is to rezone the property from the current zoning of C1 Neighborhood Commercial to Community Services. Staff feels that the proposed zoning is compatible with both the aforementioned surrounding land uses and the future land use map designation of an urban center area. The choice by the applicant of the form-based CS zoning supports many uses which complement the existing adjacent developments. That said, staff is recommending approval. In Planning Commission, this rezoning also received support with unanimous vote to forward the proposal to the City Council with a recommendation of approval. Thank you.
Okay, what questions do we have for Jonathan on this? Okay. What comments do we have in the public on this?
Good evening. My name's Hugh Jarrett. I'm here on behalf of the applicant. I didn't know that all the other issues were in front of us tonight, so I've taken my comments to about 20 minutes regarding this item.
It's all right.
And
We can see what kind of pull
We
you
can
have
stay
being
here as long as
located
you
now.
can, yeah. and we're used
in
to it.
all honesty, Mr. Lindsay has owned this piece of property for some time. The visibility from Toys R Us and Barnes and Noble really hurts the commercial aspect of this parcel. We have multifamily on the east and the south, which does very well. It's full and has been since we've opened it up. There's traffic outlets all over the place that can disperse the traffic, and I can answer any questions that you have for us.
Have any questions? Okay. What comments do we have from the public on this? Okay, seeing none, bring it back to the council. Sarah?
I would just like to say that I appreciate the applicant requesting a form-based zone, and I think that it will be good to have more residents, as well as a variety of other mixed uses in this area, and I hope we can work towards making it more pedestrian-friendly.
Okay. You want to make a motion?
I move that we suspend the rules and go to the second reading.
John?
I second that motion.
We have a motion to second to go to the second reading. Sandra, would you please call the roll?
Ray,
Yes.
Marsh,
Yes.
Kenyon,
Yes.
Kenneth,
Yes.
sorry, Petty,
Oh, yeah.
Shopmire,
Yes.
Latour.
Yes.
We made it. An ordinance to rezone that property described in rezoning petition RZN 16-5386 for approximately 6.4 acres, located north of 1110 North Frontage Road, from C1 Neighborhood Commercial to CS Community Services.
Sarah?
I move we suspend the rules and go to the third and final reading.
We have a second?
Second.
So the
motion
clerk
is
is
second
aware
to
the
go.
voting screen is still showing, is why they can't make a motion.
We have a motion by Councilmember Marsh and a second by Councilmember Latour, correct? To go to the third and final reading. Okay,
Marsh and who, because I don't have a second.
John?
Latour.
I just second the formal.
Okay, thank you. Gray? Yes. Marsh,
Yes.
Kenyon,
Yes.
Petty,
Yes.
Kenneth.
Yes.
Shopmire,
Yes.
Latour.
Yes.
An ordinance to rezone that property described in rezoning petition RZN 16-5386 for approximately 6.4 acres, located north of 1110 North Frontage Road, from neighborhood commercial